López. My name is Fernando. I'm one of the co-founders of the SpotBros, and well, today we are talking a little bit about SpotBros. We live in Bilbao, and the Basque Country is located in the north of Spain, and we are very close to the sea. And I remember having this conversation with Fernando. We were discussing about the radio that the boats have. And these guys have a very interesting functionality where we have this broadcast channel in which they can actually broadcast messages to other boats which are close by. And they use this to broadcast alerts or warnings or tips to other boats. Sometimes they want to speak about something more specific, so they say, let's go to channel 13. And in that channel, what they do is, instead of bothering everyone else, because everybody's listening to the broadcast channel, they can basically go to a quieter place, channel 13, and speak to each other. And we said, right, if this is useful for the boats, why shouldn't this be useful for everyone else? We started working in SpotBros, I would say, like a year and 2 months ago. I would say that SpotBros is a social network which is based in instant messaging, in which users can keep in touch with their old friends, and at the same time they can cooperate, they can interact with other users around. In which we also are combining 2 other things. We are combining location services, and we are combining security. SpotBros is very technology intensive. We are looking to develop a system in which potentially we can be million users, and all of these users have connection open to our servers. And managing this many people, because when you're doing a project just for a few people, you do it in one way, or when you're doing for these many people, you have to think very well how the backend works, how the scalability will work, how security will work, all these things. So if you pay a lot of attention to this, it takes longer. We realize that some people is using the south to alert other people, for instance, that there is a robber in Bilbao, for instance, someone who was stealing things from the cars, and people is telling to each other with the south. We have spots, for instance, a group of people in which people is exchanging objects without paying for them. Like say, okay, I give you this if you give me that. We have spots for people who is looking for jobs. We have spots for restaurants. We have spots from offices in Madrid. You can basically scan the area, find those groups, find the content by the URL, and then join them. And let's say that I find the spot for this sushi restaurant, I join it. I speak to his member, so I say, okay, which one would be for the first plate, for the second plate? Is it a pricey restaurant? Is it not? So I discover the things for the place where I am, and then I keep on chatting. If I like these guys, if they actually manage to help me and give me good answers, what I can do is, and this is the social networking part, I can actually send them a friend request. So we'll be friends, and next time we come to Spain, I can help them back. In all these platforms, what they do create, they implement one of the 3 pillars, or whether they implement instant messaging, or they implement social networking, or they implement location-based services. When you combine the 3 things and they put them together, and the information has a context in terms of location and a context in terms of time, that's what makes it different. Right now is how many of us? It's like 9 of us. So we believe in partnership rather than paying just a simple payroll, because what we want from the people who's working for SpotBros is that they really feel that this is the company. We want them to work very, very hard on a product which they believe in.
How many of you are working this?
Well, that's a good question. When we first put together the team, so when we had this idea, we said, okay, you have to put together a team. So I call my old friends from my degree, I did computer science. I call these guys who were working now for another big company, and they said, okay, we have this idea, and they were so passionate that they start working right away on the idea. At the beginning, most of the engineers and Fernando, everyone was working for other companies, so it was quite tough. We had to work from 8 a.m. to 7, 8 p.m. and then go back home, take a shower, keep on working in your company. But when you're doing something that you really like and you feel passionate about, There's nothing to hide. This is what we believe. Now that we have the products, most of the team left their old jobs and start focusing 24/7 on these things, and we live in the same place that we work. So we don't believe in payrolls. We believe in partners. Everyone who is working in SpotBros is an owner of the company in a certain percentage. And these guys know that if they take this and make this to work, they will actually be rewarded. And they will be rewarded because they did something nice for the society, something nice for everyone else. And at the same time, they will obviously be proud that they own part of a company which is doing great. Right? But within being part of this group, I can do many things. And I feel that this is my chance in life in which I can spend these 1-2 years, I'm younger, and I can basically do what I've always been looking to do, and I won't be able to do in another company, working for someone else.
How old are you? The 9
I'm 28 at the moment, and most of the people is there. And so far, what we did is acquired. We tried to do a quiet release, in which what we were looking for just a few hundred users to make sure that the system, the backend, everything worked correctly. And instead of having just a few hundred users, we had 2 months, like 25,000 users. We know that the system works well, and we are very, very focused on the iPhone version. I'd like to say something first, and it is that SpotBros is free, and will always be for final users. Obviously, we have expenditures, and the way that we cover these expenditures is because we did an initial round of funding. These people who is very close to us, some people say friends and families, not only friends and families, some of the investors, some of the people we know and were interested in investing in the company. And helping us a lot. So what the SpotBros lets the businesses do will be to deliver discount coupons to the pocket of people, and you can segment it to the highest point if you want. And our second business model has to do with companies. There are many companies who are looking to deploy social networks within the companies. The problem is that you cannot get WhatsApp for the company, you cannot get Facebook, but you will be able to get SpotBros. And you know by deploying SpotBros in your company that you can have your own servers, you can have your own security, and you can boost your employees' performance by using a software which is being tested on site with 1,000 users. You know, Scalix works perfectly. It's the best product, it's a good product. We are speaking to newspapers, now we are sending a big billboard in Atocha for people who is coming out of the RBIC.
You're doing what?
Billboard. We have like a commercial there.
Oh, you're putting a billboard, right?